Hi, Josh.
Hi.
Nice to meet you finally. You can have a seat right there, whatever you feel comfortable, honestly. So, I'm glad you finally made it in. I know there's been a lot of scheduling issues. Everything been going well?
Yep, been working day and night, overnighters, everything.
Wow, where do you work?
Major mulch, so
Okay.
we just mulch it into place, whatever.
Okay. So you mulch, so you're obviously in the sun a lot, and it's summer, so it's probably very
Yep.
hot.
Got that vitamin D.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially here in Florida, where it's
Yep.
extremely hot and sunny almost every day. What kind of things do you mulch? Like houses or apartments?
We do the bigger residentials, like condominiums, apartments,
Okay.
playgrounds, stuff like that, like events and
Oh,
stuff
cool.
like that. So if an event needs it for the ground when it's wet out or whatever, they want to make it real nice, and they'll call us up and
That's awesome.
we'll blow it into place for them and make it real nice for them.
Wow, very nice. That sounds fun. I mean, I'm sure it's definitely hot. Hopefully, you're staying hydrated. You probably
Always.
sweat a lot. All right. Well, as I said earlier, I'm glad the scheduling worked out and you made it in today. So we're just gonna go over briefly, just a quick rundown of what a normal day of eating would look like for you. So just to pick a point to do that, we're gonna think of yesterday. So you worked yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Yes, my days are getting confused. I can't believe May's already over. But, okay, so we're going to think of Tuesday, starting from the minute you woke up in the morning all the way until when you went to bed at night. So, I know it's going to have you think back a little bit, but what is the first thing that you ate when you woke up in the morning?
Toast, peanut butter, and bananas on top. Like one banana on two pieces of toast.
All right. All right, what was the next thing that you ate?
Fast food, so it's Popeyes.
Okay.
Like four tenders and red beans and rice and a soda.
All right, perfect. What was the next thing you ate?
Let's see. Go with steak, rice, and veggies, like broccoli with it.
Okay, perfect. And anything else after that before you went to bed or anything like that?
No, just water. I mean,
Just water.
besides that, that's it.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to go back through it just one more time just to get some more details, some more information, and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
So you said for breakfast you had toast with peanut butter and banana, my favorite. That's literally my go-to, so I like your choice.
Perfect.
And what time would you say that was at?
I'd probably say 5:15, 5:20.
Wow, early riser, right?
Yep.
All right, perfect. And you said you had two pieces of toast. Do you remember what kind of toast or what kind of bread it was?
Probably like a whole wheat toast.
Okay.
Nothing. It's probably like that natural oat or something like that.
Okay. Perfect. And then for the peanut butter, do you remember which peanut butter that was?
Probably like the best brand. I'll say like I don't think it's like Jiffy Lube or Jiffy something.
Jif.
Or Jif.
It's probably the go-to.
Yeah.
Do you remember if it was creamy, crunchy, anything like that?
Wasn't crunchy or creamy. It's like in between.
Okay. So there wasn't any crunch in there?
No, so no like peanuts or anything like that.
Okay.
It was just.
Okay. So just like the normal kind.
Yes.
And then you said you had one banana and you split it up onto the two pieces
Yep.
of
So
bread.
half and half.
Okay. Would you say it was like an average sized banana or was it more on the bigger side?
Yeah, about an average.
An average.
I
Okay.
wouldn't say it was humongous.
Okay. Perfect. And did you have anything to drink with that meal at all?
Water.
Water. If you were to guess how much, we can go
How much?
off of this water bottle right here if you want. This is about 16 ounces. So if you were to guess, did you think you drank one of these?
With
Just
the
in-
meal?
Yep, just in the morning.
Probably when I wake up, I have like one glass as is, and then I eat my meal, and then through the meal I eat or drink one glass as well,
Okay.
and
And-
then I'll drink another after. So I normally have like 3 within about an hour.
Okay. Perfect. And how big are the glasses, if you were to say? Ounces.
About
wise.
16 ounces.
16 ounces?
Yeah,
All
I drink a
right.
lot of water, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean,
over a gallon a day.
wow. I mean, it's good for you, especially since you're sweating in the sun all the time. So
Yep,
that's
have
definitely good. Yeah, you gotta
We're gonna
remember
pass out.
for sure. Which I know I would. I don't do well in the sun. Okay, so that was your breakfast about 5:15. So for lunch, you said you had Popeyes. So there was the four tenders. Are they like the breaded kind?
Yeah, they bread them and then they
Okay.
deep fry them and stuff like that.
Okay. If you were to guess how big they are they like really tiny ones, like the Chick-fil-A ones, or are they a little bit bigger?
No, bigger, probably like, oh, maybe 4 inches long, whatever, an inch in diameter.
Okay. Perfect. And then you had four of those. Any dipping sauce with that at all?
Yeah, black and ranch.
What is it?
Black and ranch.
What is that? I've never heard
It's
of
like
it.
a spicy like ranch.
Yum. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Probably got a bunch of calories in it. Go on.
Well, I mean, hopefully it tasted good at least.
Oh, delicious.
I'm not familiar with it there, but do they come in like the packets or like the little,
Yeah, it's a little like cup.
the little
packets,
cups? Okay. And if you were to guess how many of those you had, how many would you say?
Yeah. Oh, just like 1/2 to 2.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, and then you said you had beans with that and rice. You said it was red
Rice.
beans?
Yeah, red beans
Okay.
and rice, and then just kind of mix it up and eat it like that.
Okay, so they come as like two separate sides, and
No,
then you
just-
combine them?
Yeah, they put like the rice and beans on the bottom, and they put they put the beans on the bottom, then the rice on top, and then just kind of mix it up, and then you just eat it like it is.
Oh, so it's like a bowl type thing.
Yeah, just a little,
Or you made that?
little tiny cup like that. I mean,
Okay. Yum.
let's give it a
Sounds
little
good.
sample of something.
Okay. And so for the beans, I know you said it was just a little bit at the bottom. If you're thinking of just like a cup or a half a cup or a quarter of a cup, anything like that, what would you guess the amount was for the beans?
The beans, probably less than half, I would say. So
Okay, so like a
I
quarter.
don't know, like 3/8. I mean, something like that.
So not really that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much half and half.
Okay, and then so rice was probably the same, you would say?
A little bit more. So
Okay.
it's, a whole cup.
A whole cup? Okay.
Well, the whole thing's basically a cup.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Sorry,
half
I'm
and
not too
half, yeah.
familiar with it.
Right.
But that works. That's perfect. I mean, sounds good. Chicken, beans, and rice. What's there not to like? And
That's what I'm
then
saying.
you said you had a soda with that as well.
Right.
Which kind of soda was it?
Let's say Mountain Dew.
Okay. And was it the small, medium, large?
Yeah, it's the
Remember?
medium.
The medium size. Okay, perfect. And about what time did you have your lunch at?
Say around like 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30.
Okay. Perfect. And then, did you have any snacks between then and dinner, or was dinner just your
No,
next
just
one?
just water. Well, water like holds me over. I can do it like that.
Okay.
So I'm hungry. I just like kind of chug like a whole bottle of water, and then I feel fine.
Okay. So about how much water would you say you drink just throughout the day? Not including breakfast, because I already do breakfast. So like from lunch to dinner time.
I mean, probably at least a gallon. I mean,
Okay.
for the whole, probably for the whole day.
Okay.
Like, I know I drink over like a gallon and a half of water every day. So, I mean, from, lunchtime to there, I probably drink over a gallon,
Wow.
in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So then for dinner, about what time would you say you had dinner at?
A little later, I'd say, probably around 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. So it's kind of spread out throughout the day.
Okay. And you said you had steak. Did you prepare that yourself, or did you get it somewhere?
It was already prepared. It was in the fridge.
Okay. Do you know how it was prepared?
Probably the grill.
Okay. Was there any seasonings or
Yeah,
marinade?
there's like a couple seasonings on there, not much. I mean, mostly like pepper and a little salt. I mean, but I try to stay away from those seasonings that have all like the salt added to it and everything like that. But
Okay. Okay.
so
So it wasn't marinated in anything. It was just some
No,
dry seasoning.
yeah, we just season it, as it is as it sits out for 15 minutes. Flip it over, season it on the other side. Boom, 15 minutes, then boom, put it on the grill.
Okay. Cool. Very nice. Sounds good. So about how much steak would you say you had? You can go off of ounces if that's easy for you. Or would you say it was like the palm
Uh,
or a fist
Probably about the
size?
size of my hand. I mean, I got a
Okay.
pretty good size of my hand, so if I had to say in ounces to convert it, I would say
That's okay if it's not
I
perfect.
don't know, like 10 ounces,
10
12,
ounces?
something like that.
Okay.
Pretty big size steak.
Well, I'm sure you were hungry after
Yeah.
being in the sun all day.
Unless,
And then you had rice. What kind of rice was that?
it was brown rice.
Okay.
I had a little, we seasoned it with like a hint of lemon in it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Lemon or lime? I think it was lime. Lime, sorry. Not
Okay.
lemon.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of lime and rice, but lemon, hey, could be good. You never know.
Yeah.
And about how much rice would you say you had with that meal?
Just like a cup. I wouldn't say that much. I mean, like half the portion of my steak, basically, if you had to put it on a plate.
Okay. So, like,
So-
you would say the steak took up one half of it, and then the rice took up maybe that corner piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a quarter of it, and then like the veggies, probably a quarter to maybe a third.
Okay. Cool.
Broccoli.
All right. So, was the broccoli seasoned with anything? Any butter added or anything like that?
No
As far as you
butter. I would say put some like Cajun seasoning on there,
Okay.
and maybe just a little bit of Parmesan on there to give it a little. Like, I love cheese, so just put a little cheese on there, and
Same.
it tastes pretty good.
Got some dairy in there also,
Yeah.
so hey, it works. Okay, perfect. So, anything else with that meal? You said you had water with it.
Yeah, and then water after.
Okay, so after your meal or with
Yep.
your meal?
Normally, I
and
drank
after?
like one glass beforehand to kind of fill
Okay.
me up, and then one glass during, and then one after. That's what I do.
Okay, that's a good tactic. I like it.
So it's like 3 glasses within like half hour to 40
So
minutes
it's like
or whatever.
every meal essentially that you're eating.
Yep.
Because you did that with breakfast, I noticed. Did it
Yep.
with dinner. Killed
And
it.
it just fills you up and makes you less hungry and not want to eat as much.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm just gonna go through it one more time. If you think of anything else that comes to your mind, any snacks or any missing ingredient or anything that comes to your mind, just let me know. Okay, so for breakfast at about 5:15, 5:20, we had toast, peanut butter, and banana. It was 2 pieces of toast on whole wheat natural oat bread. And then the peanut butter was just the Jif brand. Not crunchy, not creamy, but just their regular brand.
Yeah, just the regular brand. Sometimes I do like a little bit of honey on there, but I
Mmm,
mean,
yum.
not
Some
yesterday,
sweetness.
but
Not
a
yesterday.
little bit of sweetness, you know.
Yum. Yeah, I know. I'm sure that's super good. Okay, and then you had a banana. You had one banana. You split it up
Yep,
on the
half
2
and
pieces.
half, yep.
Okay.
Just like dice it on top.
Okay, and just an average sized banana, so nothing too
Yeah, nothing too
extraordinary. Okay. And then, of course, you had water before, during, and after that. Lunch was about 1 to 1:30 p.m. You had Popeyes, 4 of the tenders. They were fried about 4 inches with this new sauce that I have to try, like a spicy ranch. 1.5
The
to
black
2
and
of
ranch,
those.
it's really
Black
good.
and ranch. I mean, it sounds good. What could be wrong with spicy ranch?
Right?
And then you also had red beans and rice with that. 3/8 cup of beans and about a cup of rice, give or take. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you also had a medium Mountain Dew. And then for dinner at about 8:30 p.m., you had steak, rice, and broccoli. The steak was just grilled with just some dry seasonings. And you had about the size of your hand, so about 10 to 12 ounces, if you had to guess. And then the rice, you had brown rice with lemon or lime. Probably lime is what you're thinking,
Yeah.
but could be lemon. And then about a cup of that. And then 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of broccoli with Cajun seasoning and Parmesan. And then water just throughout all of that. Did I miss anything else throughout the day that came to mind?
No, that's about it. I mean, I normally just cook the broccoli like a little bit, like broil it and make it a little crunchy and stuff, and put the Parmesan on there, and I mean, it's like real good. I mean, you have to try it.
Sounds good. Do you put it in the oven? Do you roast it?
Yep, I
Okay.
broil it, so
Broil it. Okay.
it's almost like I like dry it out a little bit because I'm broiling it, but
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, with the I like the crunch to it, and with the cheese on there and everything,
It sounds super yummy.
you know.
Broiling is hit or miss for me. I feel like sometimes when I broil things, I just like crisp it and fry it in 1 second. So you just gotta watch it very carefully. Sure,
Yeah.
you've mastered it.
I'm trying to.
Perfect. All right. So would you say, just thinking about everything you just told me and everything I just said back to you a couple times, is that typically what your meals and diet would look like just throughout the days?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, wish my my lunch was a little better. I probably have to food prep more,
Okay.
and because that's what I've been trying to do. Just because I've been so busy, I just haven't been able to do
It's
it.
hard. Yeah.
So if you food prep beforehand, maybe like 3-4 days ahead of time, you can get it done. Just it's hard when you're getting home. 8
Yeah.
o'clock at night, and you're
Yeah,
just
you have
like,
some
oh, I don't want
long
to do
days.
anything. And you're just like, whatever.
I mean, I definitely understand that, especially if you're gone at 5 a.m. and come back at 8 p.m. It's a long day and being in the sun and stuff, so
Yeah.
understandable. But meal prepping, that's definitely something that we can talk about if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested.
Okay, cool. And so I do know that you came in just on your own free goodwill. So, besides meal prepping, are there any other goals that you have in mind or anything you want to work on?
Honestly, I think food prepping is the major thing.
Okay.
You literally have to have time for it to do it.
Mhm.
And I feel if you have time to food prep and everything like that, like it can be very successful.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
whatever you want to do. I mean, if you just stick to it, because I'm one of those people. Literally, I'll stick to the diet or whatever it is, and hardcore, boom, that's it. Like I'm not cheating,
Mhm.
nothing. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand that, and that's definitely a good topic that we can definitely go over. So this is kind of just our first just intro, getting to know you, getting to know some of your habits and your dietary behaviors. And then the next time we meet as a follow-up, we'll go more into detail about it and just kind of dig into the details and see, how can we specifically do this and how can we find the time throughout the week to really work on meal prepping. Because, it does take time. I definitely get it. I was a student at one time and definitely takes some time. But if you prioritize and just make things
Yeah.
simple, it doesn't, some people think of meal prepping and they think of these extravagant meals that they have to create and it takes hours and hours to prepare. But it could just be something as simple as cooking a thing of chicken, making 2 boil in a bag rices, and a whole thing of frozen veggies.
Could be as simple as 30 minutes or so. I mean,
Exactly.
you just have to have the right way to do
Mhm.
it, the tools and everything
Yeah.
like that.
For sure, and we can definitely go over that and try and get to the bottom of all of it. So that's definitely something we can focus on for next time. I did cut you off. So we were talking about if this diet that you said is normally what you eat, and you were going into how you eat a lot of fast food at lunchtime,
No.
and maybe thinking about meal prepping. So that was lunch. What about dinner? Is that just normally what you would eat?
Yeah, I mean, either chicken or steak. I mean, that's basically what it is. I'll have my protein and all my carbs and then all my veggies right there.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I'll just warm up my veggies or whatever in the microwave, they're frozen, and do that. I mean, just to save on time.
Okay.
But, I mean, ultimately, just trying to have like quick, easy meals where you're
Mhm.
not spending a lot of time after you've been at work all day,
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's the thing.
Well, you essentially said exactly what a My Plate is. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but I do have a handout right here that I'll show you. So, this is your My Plate, and as you can see, there's the protein over here, you have vegetables, you have fruit, you have a little bit of dairy over here in the corner.
Mhm.
And honestly, from what I see from the meals that you've been eating, I mean, just from yesterday's, and then you said it is pretty indicative of what you would normally eat. I mean, you're pretty much following that to a T. Breakfast, you had toast, peanut butter, banana. So toast is going to be your grain.
Yeah.
Peanut butter, that could be your protein. And then banana is your fruit. There you go. You already have,
Breakfast down.
yeah, breakfast is killing it. Maybe adding like a glass of milk if you're a milk drinker could be a way to add some dairy. You said you like cheese, maybe incorporating cheese and eggs and maybe some toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egg whites.
Egg whites or the whole egg. I know there's a lot of it's a hot
Rumors
topic
going
right
around.
now. There's a lot of rumors going around about eggs, but honestly, data has shown it's been cycling through this a lot where they're like, oh, it's bad. Oh, no, it's good. But there's nothing concrete evidence right now in the literature that says that eggs are not necessarily bad for you. So if you want to eat the whole egg, you go for it.
Probably will, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
might as
I
well
love
just
the
crack
whole
it,
egg.
boom, right
It
on the
makes
pan.
it so much easier.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've tried to take the egg white out of the egg by just doing it with like a spoon, it's impossible. Literally impossible. But if you do want to do egg whites, I've bought the store-bought brand of just egg whites. Those are pretty good. So if that's something you're interested in.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of hype around it. Eggs are okay. And then, yeah, so for lunch, I mean, even though it is at a fast food place, you're still getting your chicken tenders, so that's still a good source of protein. Regardless, yeah, maybe it's fried. Maybe try it grilled next time if you really want to. But you're still getting your protein, your beans, that's protein, a really good source as well. Rice is a really good grain. So you're still essentially following the whole My Plate scenario. So,
Just not hitting the calories.
hey, we don't know. We haven't calculated that, which we will get to, and we'll go into that more at our follow-up meeting. Because as I said, I'm just really getting to know you and figure out some of your habits for now. Okay, so something that we'll talk about next time for sure is definitely meal prepping. If you were to guess, I mean, if you were to think about just your schedule, what day, do you have an off day at all?
Just depends on what we have to work with.
Okay.
But normally I just can move my days off. Like, hey, maybe I'll work like 6 days here, take a day off. The next time, maybe I'll work like 10 days and take that next day off or whatever.
Okay.
Just kind of depends on what we got going on. It's pretty like flexible, and I'm not too picky on what days I need off.
Okay.
So I can just kind of pick and choose what I want. No, I'll work it or whatever, and then
Man, that's nice.
maybe I'll work like 12 days straight and take 2 days off or whatever.
Okay.
But,
Okay, so it all just kind of varies. But you do at least get 1 day a week off, hopefully, right?
yeah, just about.
Okay, perfect. So do you think that 1 day that you do get off, I'm sure you're probably tired, but do you think that would be a good day to kind of fit in some meal prepping?
Yeah, I mean that would be a good day to do it, I think. I mean,
Okay.
or maybe I can just on a day that I get off early, I can do it as well. I mean,
Okay.
It just depends on if I can make it to the store and get all the stuff.
Mhm.
I need to prep everything for the week.
Yeah.
And that's
sure.
really all what it is. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
have the time to do it.
Yeah,
If
I
you
mean,
can't make
definitely.
time for it, I mean, how are you supposed to be successful? I mean, come on.
Exactly. I mean, and it seems like you definitely have the drive to do that. And it seems like you're willing to put in the time and effort for it. So that's definitely a step in the right direction, if I have to say so. Okay, so we'll definitely focus on maybe just that 1 to 2 days you get off every once in a while. Okay, perfect. So we'll get into that more next time for sure, just about the more specifics. Any other goals that have been on your mind or anything that you've been working on?
Not really goals, but I mean, like, I definitely want to start, like, meal prepping, and I wouldn't say I want to prep for the whole week if I was doing that. I mean, because I want it to be more fresh. I don't want to sit in the
Mhm.
fridge, and then, like, the flavor changes and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, I want to maybe do it, like, 1 to 2 times a week, and, hey, prep every
Okay.
3 days or every 3 to 4 days or whatever.
Okay.
And get it like that, because then it's more fresh for me and tastes better.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense. I've been guilty of it sometimes, meal prepping, like a bunch of food. Come day like 4, I'm like,
And
I don't
it's
want it
like,
anymore.
It's not that fresh.
It's not
I
fresh.
just have
I'm
this.
sick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand. That's definitely, I would say, a good goal. 1 to 2 times a week to meal prep. Even if you
Yeah.
just do like your lunches and dinner and prepare your breakfast the night before or something like that, we can try and see what would work best for you and your schedule because you do have a busy schedule, as I'm noticing.
I do.
Okay, perfect. Well, do you have any other questions for me right now?
I mean, not really. I mean, we evaluated my whole schedule: breakfast, lunch, dinner. I mean, did everything, broke it down. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty healthy. Just
Yeah, just
obviously
maybe
have a
fine
few
tune
slip ups with lunch and everything like
it.
that, but I mean, everything like that will fix itself out with honestly like meal prepping.
Yeah.
If I start meal prepping, then you can eliminate that and live a more healthy
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle and feel better and do
Yeah,
everything like that. I mean, in
for
my
sure.
opinion, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not the expert. I mean, you are.
I mean, I definitely think you're picking a great place to start. It's definitely a good way to kind of jumpstart, especially with summer and the heat, trying to make your body feel good and be energized. And mulching, I mean, it sounds like it's pretty laborious. What's that word? Sounds like it requires a lot of labor.
Yeah.
So,
I need all the energy I can get.
yeah, I mean, sounds like it. So, what are some of your favorite foods? Just so I could get an idea and maybe start thinking of some recipes that we could do for meal prepping.
Foods. I mean,
Something that you would want to meal prep, but like tasty.
um, I would say either chicken or ground beef. I mean, those are kind of easy dishes to do.
For sure.
I would say, and you can basically almost throw anything with those.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw veggies. You can throw rice. You can throw like peppers with it. I mean, you can literally make a lot of things with it, and
Yeah,
like it doesn't take a lot of effort to do it.
for sure. So, are those your two favorite proteins, would you say?
I mean, I like steak, but I mean, sometimes you just need to venture out to the other proteins like
Yeah.
salmon or chicken or
Mm-hmm.
beef. I mean, you have
Yeah.
to get them all. I mean, you can't just get it from one source because every meat and has something different
Yeah,
that you
for
need in the
sure.
nutrients.
Different
So,
vitamins, different
right,
minerals.
exactly. So,
For sure. So, there's actually one quote that I heard from one of the ladies that I interned with back in my day. So, she always said about protein, the less legs, the better. So, if you think about it for a second, the less legs, the better. So if you think of animals that have four legs, that would be like what? Like a cow, a pig.
bull, like moose.
Are you gonna eat that? You're
I've
gonna
had
eat
them.
bull meat?
Yeah.
Interesting. How did it taste?
Pretty dang good.
Bull meat?
Yeah, you never had it?
I've never heard of that ever. And
It's
I've been working with
delicious.
food my whole life.
It's delicious.
Oh, moose meat you've eaten as well?
I have not, but
Got you there.
there's this
Okay.
one place in Minnesota.
Oh, true. That's actually where I heard that quote from. This
Oh.
my lady in Minnesota. Okay, so then you're thinking of four. Then you think of, I mean, I don't think there's many three-legged animals. But if you go to two, there's chicken, there's turkey, and then if you jump all the way to zero, there's even fish and beans and nuts and things like
Right.
that. So I think that quote has really stuck with me just throughout the years. The less legs, the better. And that's not to say I don't go out and eat ground beef
Mhm.
every other week or every week or whatever, because I mean, all foods definitely fit in a healthy diet. But it's just something to keep in mind, just switching up the protein that you're eating, not just eating the same thing every day, because as you said yourself, there's just different nutrients and different vitamins, minerals in all different protein sources. So that's
Body
definitely,
needs all of them to survive.
yeah, exactly. It's like you study nutrition also.
I don't really.
And
Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, that's a whole other topic of conversation.
Oh.
I could go on about that for hours. We will go into that, but just letting you know, you shouldn't trust everything you hear on Instagram. Just because, to be a registered dietitian, we go through definitely a lot of training and certification and education, just schooling. And then there's just a lot of people on the internet that can go and take an online course for like a day and
Call himself a nutritionist.
a nutritionist, exactly. So,
Yeah, I've seen them around.
yeah.
I mean, they got a couple good points here and there, but it's
Yeah.
not. They don't have the full. I don't think they have the full knowledge of everything. Yeah, I mean, they can get you they can help you out, lose a couple pounds and everything like that. But I mean, ultimately, they don't have the full knowledge to do everything that they actually need to do.
Exactly. And
to
the
help
thing,
you out.
yeah, the thing about being a dietitian, as opposed to just someone that like got out and got a certification, is we focus a lot on evidence based. So all of the things that I'm going to inform you on and educate you on and kind of go off of it's really evidence based. So that meaning there's research that backs it up. So you can there's a website called PubMed if you're ever interested in looking up some research. PubMed, yeah. Yeah, so pretty much just everything we do is evidence based. So that's kind of the difference between dietitian and nutritionist. But I can go on for hours, and I know we are running out of time. So, is there any other questions that you have for me today?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, so we will schedule our follow up, and I'll keep in mind just some of your dietary choices and just certain things that you like more as I think about some things that we can do to meal prep. And we'll focus on, finding the right timing and squeezing it all in, prioritizing. If anything else does come up, though, you do have my email, you have my phone number. You can feel free to email, text me, call me, whatever.
Okay.
If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm available to help if you need it. Other than that, we will schedule that follow-up in about 2 weeks. Is that a good timing for you?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
And we'll schedule the exact day at a later time, but just around then, I'll just keep that for my notes that I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks, and we'll go over all of that. And as I said before, let me know if you have any questions at all. I am here to help. All right, well, stay cool out there. I know it is busy and hot out there, so it was really nice meeting you, Joshua. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.